which are Democrats and Republicans. I know there's another way of saying that. What am I going to say? In case you like one of them.
Listen, the two-party system has been very detrimental to, you know, getting things done. Yeah. You know, there's other parties, you know,
well, that's the thing. I didn't realize there were other parties because you over here we don't ever seem to hear much about them.
They have liberals and everything over there.
Oh no, she's gone again.
I think they have like liberals and all kinds. Actually, let me pull that up in a second. Hold on one sec. I'm still sharing my screen, man. Yeah. I think she's joined us again. Hello? Political parties.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Checking. Yeah, you were saying something about the political parties. We only see red and blue. We don't realize, actually, look, there's Libertarian Party, there's Vermont Progressive Party.
There's so many parties.
Independent of Party of New York. I don't know.
They're independent, yeah.
You got the Reform Party. You know what I don't understand? What I don't understand is what, I know it's all controlled. It's obviously all controlled. If anyone tries to tell me otherwise, oh man, look at all these parties, man. Look at this. Working Families Party. The thing, you know, the problem is what I realized. Oh no, she's gone again. What I realized with all these parties, hey man, yo, oh my God, there's a legal marijuana now party, man. And you know what the funny thing is? You know what the funny thing is about this? It's been around since 1998. Yeah, I swear. You muted your mic, by the way, Nigel. There's a let's see what else is there. I wonder if people found out there was all these parties. If people found out there was all these parties, because I know there's a lot of people who smoke weed, and if you can mobilize those people to vote for the legal marijuana now party.
Yeah, it's not going to be. Nah. I'm not even going to say.
I'm pretty sure. No. Hear me out. I'm pretty sure they might be able to steal the election, man, like George Bush. What the hell? There's a party called the Socialist Equality Party, with the ideology is Trotskyism. Trotskyism is a name given to
socialism, isn't it?
Yeah, hold on. Trotskyism is the name given to a political ideology of Russian revolutionary Marxist Leon Trotsky. Is that Marxism then?
Yeah.
Trotsky self-identified as an orthodox Marxist and Bolshevik Leninist. He supported founding a vanguard party of the Proletariat. Yeah. Well, whatever. That's the rest. But that's crazy, man.
I love her website. You know, I'm still on it looking around.
You still looking at it? So I definitely need to make my website list. Let me have a look at some more of these parties. There's a couple of parties called the Working Class Party, which is weird. But I think the biggest...
The thing is, it's all about money, isn't it? Mm. All the others, the two main parties, they get most of the contributions.
Yeah. I can guarantee you, and I'm actually going to do a video on this in a minute. I'm going to... Oh, no.
Smile.
Well, try again. I've got
the new Facebook.
What? You got the new Facebook?
Yeah, the new layout. That bloody time, I'm waiting ages for this.
I've had a new Facebook for a long time.
Yeah, I've only just had it. Literally just happened.
What I wanted to do, I wonder where the hell's Simon? What I want to do, I'm going to do a video and I'm going to find out. Well, actually, let's do this. Let me share this screen. Hold on. We're going to do this now. Sack it. Seems like our guest has now officially left the party. She has no internet. Has cut off.
Oh, no. Let's try and get her back, man. Let's try and get her back another week then.
Definitely, yeah. Let's do this.
So,
okay, let's see. I'm going to show. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Just
okay. Okay, these are the political parties, basically. You got the Republicans and you got the Democrats. And here you got the represented in Congress and state legislators, Libertarian Party, Vermont Progressive Party, Independent Party of New York, and Reform Party. Yeah, obviously, you got Puerto Rican, which is not really that important, I guess. But look at all these parties here. All these are the parties that exist outside the spectrum, which I can guarantee you nobody knows about. Nobody knows about. And there's one here. Look at this one, 1967 Peace and Freedom Party. The problem is socialism. And I think we spoke about this before. Is that I don't know what it is about socialism, but people tend to get their back up about it. Oh, it's socialism. It's socialism.
You know what it is though? It's because of the
effect
of the Cold War on the psyche of everybody else. Because obviously, socialism, communism, Marxism, it was all about controlling the market forces, but making sure that the people all had what they should have based on what the powers that be said.
Yeah.
So that goes against the free market where people like to make profit and make money and stuff. So, but it was a war thing, mate. It goes back to the war and then the Cold War. It was the way that the Western world kept everyone scared of Russia and that by saying, oh, those communists, man, they'll do this and they'll do that. Same as what they do with Muslims, mate, right now.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about it, communism, because communism wasn't a religion, it was an ideology. Well, if you look at what they do through history, they just take something they don't like and make it the enemy of everyone.
Yeah.
So, we've had Muslims since whenever 9/11 was. What's next?
You know what I don't understand though, man? The Green Party is obviously the next biggest represented group. 1.4 million people voted pretty much in 2016 for them. That was obviously that's the.
The problem you've got there is that if that is so, if you've got a town of 10,000 people, and then you get 5% vote for the Green in each town, then you're never going to have enough representation. What they need to be taking entire towns,
states.
States, which I can't see happening because it's so fragmented. The problem that you've got there, you probably, having read that list, know more political parties in America than some Americans do now.
Yeah, and that's really crazy. That's really, really crazy. There's parties that don't even get one vote, man, and I can guarantee.
I mean, England isn't much better because we've got the Conservatives and Labour, the Liberals, but then you got the Greens, but there isn't really, apart from UKIP, who did come and kind of shake things up, even though their message was quite decisive. They came and shook things up, but I can't see that happening in America. And then you have to wonder why they always vote these fossils. They let these fossils run the country.
Yeah, two guys over 70 years old, man. Come on, man.
It's a joke. I think it's a farce. Absolute farce. I think they should be put out to pasture. Both of them should be put in a care home and let some younger, more dynamic, forward-thinking people be in place now. Because nothing against Biden, but what does he know about people today? Really,
nothing. And I wouldn't put anyone who was around in the Jim Crow era and pre-slavery, pre-legalization of slavery era, who have these old. Because you can't tell me someone who's born in the 70s who's been indoctrinated to say that white people are more supreme to anyone else. And it took maybe, I don't know, he's 70 in it. So probably took 20 years. So he's 20 by the time it got changed. So he's already got all these formative years of been Like,
yeah, it ain't been changed, mate. Listen, man.
I mean, it's not been changed, but let's say
Al Gore was probably cursing black people as recent ago as 10 years ago, mate. Don't let him sidestep you,
no,
mate.
Joe Biden, hi there.
Joe Biden, Al Gore, whoever it is. What I'm saying is that they're all going to come into power and.
Okay, so 1942 is when he was born. 1942. So slavery existed for another 20. What is it? 67 went out. Wow, he got legalized. So he got illegal to be racist. It was illegal to be a slave. In 67, I believe. Was it 1967? No, wait there. No,
illegal
sorry,
to be a slave,
sorry,
man.
not slavery.
You watched the bloody
What did they abolish? Sorry, not slavery went out with what's his name? That guy, Lincoln. Not Lincoln. Sorry, 1967. They wrote something into.
Was it the civil rights movement?
I think it was. Was it the civil rights? Let's see. Something in 1967. Wait. Or 1960. Sometime in the 60s. Yeah, the civil rights movement. That's it. You're correct. The civil rights movement. So after 68, you had to be equal. Black people had to be treated equally. So old as Joe Biden, about 22. So for 22 years, when he was little, he learned that, you're a piece of muck on your feet. And after 28, you can't really change someone's opinion anymore. So you gave him for 20
yeah, you can.
years.
But...
Well, not really. 22 years.
Of course you can.
After 28.
Of course you can.
If you're still racist when you're 28,
how many values have you changed since you've hit your late 20s and 30s?
Okay, now I'm like, so I'm getting on to the end of my 30s now. I would say is I've become a lot more, I've become a lot more conservative. I'm still very liberal though.
But your values, so your values have changed?
I'm still a little bit, but that, I wouldn't say that happened now. That happened, let me see. I was liberal until I was, I would say I was liberal till I was, actually, no, I'm still liberal, actually. I'm still very liberal.
Hey, why do you, I hate these labels, liberal and this
I'm just trying to explain that. Now, I've always been I'm very tolerant in it. Like, I'm not someone who'll be like, don't let refugees in the country. I'm not someone who'll be this. I'm like pro-refugees. I think people who are seeking asylum and stuff, if they've got a genuine problem, they should be in the country. Basically.
Does that make you liberal or human? Or
that makes me human. Okay, let's say I'm human. I'm a humanitarian.
The problem for me, right, with this left and right and conservatives and Labour and all this, I think you did a post earlier about if you believe in good, why would you vote conservative?
Yeah.
It's like the problem with broad brushing people based on a political will, a political thought, is that the argument's skewed. Remember, mate, we grew up in Britain. There were plenty Labour supporters who were more racist than conservative supporters. Some of those guys were on the football terrace.
Yeah.
Them guys were kicking the hell out of people. They weren't all, a lot of them supported Labour because their parents supported Labour. So when people say, oh, conservative, oh, Labour, to me, it's like, I think that's rubbish because what you're doing is like saying, well, all black men are muggers. Well, that's wrong. But then to say, if you believe in good, how can you vote conservative? Well, that's the same argument. It's generalising. It's like it's painting a broad brush, and that's why politics is horrible. It's crap because people think they align themselves to this. Oh, I'm a conservative socialist, or I'm a liberal centrist, and all this crap. And the reality is, do you believe in doing good by others, or are you a money grabbing rat? And that's it.
That's the only two things that exist. That's actually either pro capitalism, which I think would be what conservatives are.
I don't think it's even pro capitalism or what. Even mate, don't let Labour twist you, man.
Labour,
yeah, obviously you're on about like socialism.
I wouldn't be Labour. I'd be more liberal Democrats, if anything.
The thing is, right,
even Green.
There's no, when Tony Blair came to power, there was Labour's opportunity to say, yes, we're going to make socialism the main thing. Did they? Hell, they cozied up with the bankers, they cozied up with the celebs, they cozied up with all the pop stars. Yeah, man, we're cool, you know, new Labour. Mate, they were just as bad as the Tories who was before them. So, mate, you know, it saddens me when I see people get passionate about politics and that, and who they're going to vote for, because when I kind of strip it back, then people don't give two monkeys' asses about any of yous, man. Yeah, they'll take your vote and they'll abuse your vote. And when you say, yeah, man, I voted for you, they'll be like, who are you? They won't even know who you are, man. So, but I hear what you're saying. In terms of your view, you believe in doing goodness to mankind. I believe in doing goodness to mankind. Yeah. But we're going to have different values based on how we've been brought up, our environment, our experiences, which may not align, but you may well find we end up voting for the same person. That doesn't necessarily mean, you know what I mean? It just doesn't mean anything. So for me, you know, with the Americans, you know, a lot of people say, yeah, Trump got in because, you know, the Christians, I think Butch said it, those black Christians said, hey, he's a Bible bashing president. That's what we want. Doesn't matter if he's racist and he hates women and all these things. We're going to vote him in. And that's what I'm saying. Someone can take their religion over what their people have gone through and still vote for the person who is the worst racist out of, you know what I mean? So, you know, well, that's the thing. And that's the thing. So even when Simon's making noise about Trump and everything else, I'm thinking, but mate, black people have voted for Trump. Yeah. You know, how do you excuse that? You know, are we right, or are they right, or is everyone bloody wrong? You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, what he comes out with is pants, but I don't know what he does on a level, a macro or micro level in America. It's because there are some people, look at your friend who used to go hell for leather with Simon every time about Trump. You know, now Link's got a brain, you know, and he's entitled to believe that Trump's a good thing for him. But Simon wouldn't take that. Nah, man. So for me, it was like, well, why do you allow him to, you know, rather than argue with him about it, you've got to, you know, just allow him to like what he likes. You know what I mean? And that's what you find with politics. It's like, oh, I'm going to dig you out. You know, you're a Tory boy and all these little things like that. It's like, really? Really? You know, people still blaming Maggie Thatcher now for the way that they are right now. And it's like, hold on. You've had how many years since she's been dead to sort out your life and you're still blaming her? Really? Nah, man.
It's something to do with the legislations you brought in, though. Like,
hey, the thing is, right, you know when we have the miners' strikes, because Conservatives wanted to close the loss-making mines. Do you know that Labour actually closed twice as many mines when they were in power?
I think it always seems like that. It always seems like it's the same with the argument with Trump, and it's always like, yeah, Trump wants to do all this stuff, and then someone's always like, "Yo, Obama did twice as much." And you're like, "Oh,
mate, listen, right? It's have you ever noticed? Right, I noticed a long time ago. The teachers only strike when the Conservatives are in power. Bit of a pattern going on there. Bit of a pattern. They only ever go on strike and go for industrial action, even though they didn't get no super duper pay rises when Labour was in power. But as soon as we're going to strike and we're going to jeopardise all your kids' futures, but we don't give a shit. But you know what I mean? And to me, they play political games with people. They mess around with people. They promise them all these wonderful things, and the reality is they can't promise them anything. You know, Britain's just hit £2 trillion worth of debt.
Really?
£2 trillion. Now, it's the most debt it's ever had. 100% of what we earn basically goes back out. That's what we owe. And, you know, people think that the credit crunch went away. We were in better times. We're in better times. We're just paying off debt. That debt's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So all these governors, yeah, we're going to come in, we're going to do this. It's all bluster and fluster. But now, man, liberal, central, green, red, blue, yellow, me not care, because none of them really care about we.
Yeah,
Black,
that's true.
Or white, Indian, or Chinese. They all make the nice noises and that. But the reality is they don't. You know, so that's my opinion anyway. I think, you know, like I say, some guys are passionate about politics. I just think they're all just a load of pants, mate. When I look at what they've done for me as an individual, I can't think of anything that's been done in Parliament that's made a direct effect on my life, other than them taking more money off me.
Yeah, I think it comes down to that. It's like I mean, you're self-employed, so it doesn't really affect you too much anymore. You're in completely control of your life, so to speak. To a degree,
Apart from, COVID proves I'm not in control of my life, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's something else. It's like a rare case. But someone like me, for example, who's employed and kind of, like I know, like, for example, in Germany, the government were like, okay, the companies can give you 4 contracts. I think I explained this before on one of the shows, maybe not. No, actually, that wasn't living in Germany. Shameless plug. They could give you 4 contracts, and then they can just fire you after that. So you can stay there a total of 4 years. And after that, they'll be like, no, we don't want you. Bye.
Mate, welcome to the real world. The thing is, right, I mean, you're younger than me, but I remember being at school and them saying, oh, yeah, you'll get this job and you'll be there forever and you'll get a nice watch at the end of it and a retirement party. So if you think about it, the dream before 2000 was you go and get a job and you'd be there for life.
Even before that.
The reality is that world doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist. Yes, they've brought in employment laws now because what they don't want is that for it to be that unprofitable for someone to employ someone, they stop employing people. That's why they've made it a bit easier for people to get sacked. That's why they're reducing the amount of sick pay. That's why they're reducing the amount of, you know what I mean? All those little things which companies have to pay out for directly. You know, companies used to pay you full pay on sick pay and the government would pay them back. They stopped that years ago. That's why a lot of companies in the UK now give you SSP, £89 a week, because they don't want to pay it themselves. So the world's changed. People just need, in the working world, I think anyone coming into the working world, you need to be flexible, adaptable, interchangeable, and be prepared to pick up skills as you go along. Because if not, you know, when something like this happens again, and they say, oh, let's have a call, let's get rid of some bloody jobs.
Yeah.
You know, even my wife's lost her job. She'd be made redundant.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So we're a one-car family again now. In fact, she has the car more than me. She's got some work lined up, but I mean, it's like, but she's now in the thought process of, fuck this, I'm going to be in control of my own destiny now. Yeah. She's looking to see, well, what can I do and have more time for myself and earn the same money.
Yoga teacher.
How is the yoga teacher getting on? You all right?
Good.
More customers?
She's got almost 2 full courses now. It would be more if everything was open as normal.
Right, of course.
So she's that's actually really nice. That's one of the successes, actually. It's really weird to think that when she did it, like, she was this timid, frail female, and now she's like a fully fledged yoga teacher. The thing that actually she would have more people, obviously, they put things in place. Like in Germany, obviously, at every obstacle, you're gonna be met with something like something that you need. And obviously, there's I can't remember exactly what it's called. I couldn't even translate it anywhere if I thought about it. But it would be some sort of certificate that would say you can get people who medically need your help, for example, something like this.
Right. Yeah.
So people could go to the doctor and say, "Look, I need to do yoga," and then
they could go to my wife. Be referred. Yeah.
Yeah. Referral. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Medical referral, and my wife would get paid from the called the Krankenkasse, so the NHS, the equivalent to the NHS, should be paid that, and my wife would be making a killing then. But because she doesn't have, let's say, for example, 200 hours of yoga training, official training, they're like, no, she can't do it. And I'm like, hold on, but she's been doing
it. The thing is, though, and that is one of the differences between the UK and Europe, and this is why when people say, oh, yes, we're in the EU and the bullcrap, man. Because I know, and you know, if I go to Germany with my qualifications and say, well, in England, I was doing this job, I want to do that job. Like, oh, no. You have to go to college and you get qualification. And when you do that, you come back and we may give you a job. But I can come from Germany to England with the qualification and probably step into that same job.
Yeah.
So for me, this EU and man, we're all the same and freedom of travel.
I think it was coming in slowly, though, to be fair. I think it would all eventually align to the
thing
same
is,
rules.
though, right? In France, to be a window cleaner, you have to take a flipping exam.
Okay.
In England, to be a window cleaner, you go and get a bucket and a sponge, get some flyers, put them through the door. You're in business.
Yeah. The thing is,
even for your wife to do yoga, absolutely. I mean, obviously, they need to make sure she's of a certain standard. But I could say I was a yoga teacher. Go and hire somewhere and just get some yoga teachers to come in and run the classes for me. Or have to be there.
That's probably the best way to do it. I remember when I wanted to start a restaurant, and I was going to do that Jamaican restaurant. Jesus Christ, man! Like in England,
Oops, man.
Yeah, in England, I would just go there, buy maybe an old former chip shop, and I'm in business. Make sure it's clean. I'm in business. Someone will come around a couple of months later, check that it's hygienic. In business. Here, you got to probably have about 50 to 60 grand to put down before you even start. And I'm like, huh? So literally that whole, if you've got money, you're still going to be able to be all right. But if you don't have money,
I think it seems harder. I don't live in Europe, so I don't know. But it does seem harder to start your little hustle out there and get things in.
You ain't getting a hustle here going. And if you are, you're going to be paying through the nose to start off with. And that's really sad because I think that they're missing out on a lot of opportunities. A lot of people who've got potential.
It stifles ambition, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
And when people go through what we've just gone through and think, well, how can I change my life? They then look at all the hoops they've got to jump through to be able to take control of their life. And it's like, oh, I might as well get another job then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's easy. It's easier.
Terrible, man. Terrible.
It feels like. All right, man. You know what, Nigel, man? I don't know, man. Simon ain't joining. We'll just keep this on short today, man. Sack it.
Let's catch up. Let's catch up after lock off, man. Then we'll catch up. You can tell me what's going on.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do the classic. You know,
Only a short one this week, guys. Our guest, unfortunately, we're so looking forward to her, and man, she's got a storm. We've got a storm. I'm telling you now, man.
And I got no storm.
It's like winter out here, mate. The wind.
Really? What is it? You got storm?
The garden furniture was tumbling up the garden, man. It was funny.
Saying that, man, yeah. Sometimes you have high winds and my garden furniture flies around as well. But yeah, let's see. Oh man, how do I do this, man? It's the wrong song.
Yeah, her website's very nice though, mate. Seriously, this is what I want my site to look like.
I'm gonna check it out, man.
I'm gonna change it.
That's what we could do actually. I might look at her website and jack it, man. Nah, actually, I'm gonna talk to her first. Oh, by the way, I made contact with Erica Jarrett too to come on. What the plan going forward? I think I'm gonna have several guests now coming on and changing people out. So there's no pressure, you know what I mean? Like everyone needs to, and no one needs to come on every week. That's probably a lot of pressure. Like for example, Simon fell out today. It would be nice to have people who are available to come on. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna grow the team a bit more. That's why I put out this ad. I've got about 5 people lined up who are pretty serious about coming on, like Sandra today. So I'm just gonna put them. I'm gonna put them on rotation if it's possible. First, I'm gonna get them on, see how they are, see how the chemistry is, and if it's good, they go into the rotation. I'll say, look, when you can come on, here's the calendar. Put your name when you want to come on, then you're in. You know what I mean? And we'll do like a maximum 4 people a week. That's it. That's Blackopolypse going forward, man. Did you ever read that thing I wrote up? You know, saying that just before we go, you know, was trying to apply to go into his magazine, and what was her name? Rotundo. She said, Rotundo. She sent me something. It was like, yeah, write something like this. I was like, okay. So I wrote this whole thing up. I sent it to her. I'm like, yeah, great. Have a look. She sends it back. She's like, oh, yeah, we want you to write something more like this. And she sent me a whole like list of things that she wants me to write about. I was like, you know, it would have been nice to have that before, so I knew what I was writing about. So I wrote completely left field to what she actually wanted me to write. So wasted like 2 hours for nothing. I'm gonna bring her back on the show and cuss her out. Wait.
Bring her back, man. She's good, man. She's in London, isn't she?
She's in South Africa.
I thought she'd come to London to do some work.
Oh, is she in London now? I don't know.
Yeah, because she said she was in France for a bit, and then she came to London. She's in London.
Yeah, well, not anymore though. She's in South Africa again. Trying to go over there.
So.
She can look after me. All right, brother.
I'm gonna call you now. I'm gonna walk into the shop, man. I'll give you a ring straight away.
All right, cool, man.
All right, man. In a bit.
Let's dance out, man. As usual. Let's see if we can get this working.
Blackopolypse. 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 He's mixing up. He's mixing down. He's fading in. And we got the sound.